Hi and welcome back to App4U. In this particular video, we'll be discussing about finding the nth node from the end of a linked list. So basically, given a linked list, we have to find the nth node from the end. To be more precise, basically the objective is, if this is the end of the linked list, yes, obviously this is the end and this is the start of the linked list, right? So nth node from the end of the linked list. Suppose if n is equal to 2, which means that we need the second node from the end, and second node from the end is nothing but first and second, this one, right? First and second. So this is the second node from the end of the linked list. So basically we have to likewise find out the nth node from the end of the linked list. So if n is equal to 3, so 1, 2 and 3, this will be the third node from the end of the linked list. So what are the possible ways of solving this particular problem? We will discuss the different possible ways of solving this particular problem, and finally in a new video we will come out with the code for the most efficient approach to solve this particular problem, right? So how do we deal with this particular problem? The first method will be using a hash table, right? We will be using a hash table to solve this particular problem. So we will see how to do so. So first of all, given the linked list, we will start traversing the linked list from start till end, and while we are traversing the linked list, what will we do is we will create our hash table, okay, and we will start filling the hash tables. For example, when we are at this particular node position, the position of this node is first, right? Because this is the first node, this is the second node, this is the third node, this is the fourth node, right? So basically when I am at this particular, when the pointer is at this particular node, so corresponding to the node position 1, it will store the address of this node. When the pointer comes to this node, corresponding to node position 2, it will store the address of this node. When the pointer comes to this node, corresponding to the position 3, it will store the address of this node, and likewise for the other nodes until it reaches null. So since the length of the linked list here was 4, so basically we have 4 rows wherein corresponding to every position we have stored the address of the specific node. Alright, we have stored the address of that specific node. Now what is the different logic basically? Now the concept is, while you have traversed the linked list, you will also keep track of the number of nodes you have visited. Okay, while we are traversing this linked list, you will also keep track of the number of nodes we are visiting. So we have basically visited 4 nodes here, right? So let the length of the linked list be m, which is equal to 4, right? So we saw that in one traversal of the linked list completely from start till end, we were able to find the length of the linked list, and also we were able to generate this hash table. And now we know the value of n is equal to 2. Suppose the user enters the value of n equal to 2, which means he is interested to find the second node from the end, right? So second node from the end is nothing but m minus n plus 1 from the beginning, from the start. So this will be nothing but 4 minus 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3. That means if the user says I need the second node from the end, you can directly point out to the third node from the beginning, right? Because you see second node from the end is nothing but third node from the beginning, right? So once we have the value m, length of the linked list, in the first traversal, once we have the value n equal to 2, what we can do is we can evaluate this particular value m minus n plus 1. The value is 3, which means that I am pointing to the value position 3. Directly you can, since it is a hash table, and this position is acting as a key, this is acting as a value, okay, directly you can move to point 3, you can directly indicate the point 3, and you can access the address of this specific node. Or in other words, if interested, instead of storing address, we can directly store the node values, right? 5 here, 1 here, 17 here, 4 here. So what will happen in that case? In that case, basically, if you are interested to find the value of that specific node, nth node from the end of the linked list, then we can point out directly, right? Because corresponding to third position, we are storing the value. But since they have said to find the nth node, okay, so maybe they are interested to point to specific node, so we need the address in that case, right? So here we can also store the address of the nodes, right? So this is basically acting as the key position, and this will be acting as the value. So what was the overall approach? The overall approach was one traversal. In one traversal we were finding the length of the linked list, and we were successfully creating the hash table. So that one traversal depends upon the length of the linked list. So basically the time complexity will be order of m. And since we are using hash table, so basically once you are traversing the linked list, it took order m, and then you found the value of m. Okay, we already know what is the value of n. M minus n plus 1, this takes a constant operation, and directly using that value you can directly point to that specific position. So this is basically again takes a constant operation, constant time to point to a specific key value, right? So basically the overall operation took only order m, and if you consider the space complexity of solving the problem by this approach is order m. Why order m? Because the hash table will depend upon the size of the linked list. Fine. Can we have an efficient approach? Yes, we have an efficient approach wherein the logic is quite similar to the one discussed earlier. So as per this logic, what happens is we will be having as per this logic, basically what we will do is we will traverse the linked list from the starting till end. During the traversal we will keep track of the length of the linked list. So here we will get m is equal to 4 in one traversal. In the first traversal we will find the length of the linked list. Now since we know m is equal to 4, what will we do? We will find the value of m minus n plus 1. We know the user has already entered n. So 4 minus 2 plus 1, suppose the value is now 3. So means second node from the end is nothing but third node from the beginning. So what will we do? Now in the first traversal we have already computed the length of the linked list. In the second traversal we will visit till the counter becomes 3. Okay, keep a count that we will traverse until the count becomes 3. So here the count is 1, count becomes 2, count becomes 3 and stop. Okay, until the count is equal to this value we will traverse and then we will stop. So once the pointer reaches this node where the counter value becomes equal to 3, which means we have reached our destination. So basically we are interested to deal with this node, right? So what we saw is basically we were doing two traversals, right? In the first traversal we found the length of the linked list, and in the second traversal we visited till that linked list, till that node, right? And how do we calculate the position? The position was calculated by m minus n plus 1, right? And we will visit the nodes until the pointer moves to that position, right? So two traversals, each traversal takes order n in worst case, okay? Order n. So overall complexity is order n. Time complexity, this is the time complexity. Considering the space complexity, here we can see that we solved this problem in order n without using any hash table, whereas the space complexity here will be constant, order 1, because we didn't use any hash table. Can we develop a more efficient approach? Yes, we have finally one more efficient approach wherein we can solve this problem basically using 2 pointers, right? We can solve this problem using 2 pointers. Okay, to be more simple, let us suppose what will we do is basically we will keep track of we'll use 2 pointers. Suppose p1 and p2 initially pointing to this head node. Okay, now what happens is we know the user has entered value equal to 2. Now let us suppose the user enters the value 3. User enters the value n equal to 3 means he is interested to find the third node from the end. So basically he is interested to find the third node from the end, which means m equal to 4, we know length of the linked list, right? So basically you need to do one traversal. Okay, alright. So basically let us suppose he is interested to find the nth node from the end of the linked list, nth node from end. So how do we do so? So the idea is quite simple. N is equal to 2. Suppose the user has entered. So maintain distance between the nodes such that the number of nodes you have to visit from traveling from pointer 2 to pointer 1 is equal to n, right? So suppose here n equal to 2, right? So what will I do? I will not move p1 until p2 reaches here. Okay, once p2 reaches here, we will see that the distance between p2 and p1 is 2, right? Because p1 is at point 1 and p2 is at node 1 point 1 and p1 is at point 2, right? Okay, so let's do one. Alright, let us discuss the most efficient approach to solve this particular problem. So the most efficient approach will be basically to using 2 pointers, p nth node and p temp, right? We will be using 2 pointers, p nth node and p temp. What will happen is initially both pointers will point to the head node of the list, right? So basically this is the head node, the p nth node and p temp, right? Both will point to the head node, and then p n node will start moving only after p temp has moved n moves, right? Which means that initially p n and p temp are pointing to the head node, fine, and suppose the user enters n is equal to 2, right? So we will not move this node until p temp has made n moves, until it has visited 2 nodes. So basically it has visited 1 node here, alright, This is the first node it has visited. Now what happens is this particular pointer PT will now visit this node PT, right? So now basically PT has visited two nodes, right? PT has visited two nodes. P1 has so far visited only one node, right? So now we will not move node Pn until PT has visited two nodes. So now we see that okay, PT has visited this node and now it has covered two nodes and it is equal to n. So now what can we do? Now from now onwards both pointers will take one step at each iteration till this pointer PT reaches null. So what will happen? Basically the logic is initially Pn here, PT here, okay, at 0. At time 1 Pn is here, PT is here. At T2 what will happen? Pn here, PT here. At 3 Pn here, PT here, right? And we see from there both move forward until Ptemp reaches the end of the list. So we can see that PT has already reached the end of the list, right? Because PT next is null. So we found that PT has reached the end of the list, and once PT has reached the end of the list, the position of Pn is nothing but the nth position from the end of the list, isn't it? N is equal to 2. So you see Pn is pointing to the second node from the end of the list, right? So this is how we can solve this particular problem. Can we make it more clear? Yes, obviously we can make it more clear. How? Let us suppose the value of n is equal to 3, which means we are interested in finding the third node from the end of the list. So initially Pn and PT will point to this node, right? And Pn will wait until PT recovers 3 nodes. So Pn will wait until PT recovers 3 nodes. So far PT has covered 2 nodes. Now PT will cover 3 nodes. So Pn has not moved so far. Now since PT has already covered 3 nodes and Pn is here, so what we can do? From now onwards both Pn and PT will take one step. So you see Pn and PT took one step. PT has already reached the end of the list, and at this particular instant of time the node to which Pn is pointing is the node that you want, the nth node from the end. You see we need the third node from the end, and basically Pn is pointing toward the third node from the end, right? So this is the most efficient approach. The time complexity will be order n because we will just need one traversal, and in one complete traversal only we can find the position of the required node, the nth node from the end, right? The space complexity will be again order 1 constant because we have not used any extra space. So this was basically the most efficient approach to solve this particular problem. In the next video we will see the equivalent code for finding the nth element from the end of the linked list, okay, using the most efficient approach of 2 pointers. So that's it from my side. I hope this video was quite intuitive. Please like, share and subscribe for more informative video. Thank you.